I worked in a factory doing welding and stuff. It's really peculiar because I was going to leave the job that day. I just joined a band and we were going to tour Germany and whatever else. So it was my last day, if you like, and there was nothing for me to do. They said, well, the person that cuts the sheet metal wasn't in that day, and so they said, well, you cut it because you can't, otherwise you've got nothing to do. So they put me on this sheet metal machine that comes down and chops and bends metal. Of course, I had not a clue about it, I'd never worked on it before. And I got my hand in, it just went straight down. And of course, as I pulled my hand back, I took the two ends off. So after that happened, of course, that blew everything. I was just devastated. I thought I'd never... I went into such a deep depression.
He was told by his doctors that was the end, you know. But, you know, a guy like Tony Iommi, tremendously driven person. And you weren't going to leave a guy like that behind. He invented his own prosthesis.
He had to make false fingers, really. And he made them out of old plastic bottle tops that he'd melt onto his fingers and then put some leather over the top for the grip.
And, you know, he's thinking, what the hell am I going to do with this? It hurts to play with them. He figured out he could tune down. He could detune and play with these plastic fingers. The sound is actually thicker and heavier, and it's a core of the Black Sabbath sound.
Because I took the ends of my fingers off, it made me create a different style of playing, which was great, really, because eventually it became heavy metal.
The big thing for Tony Iommi was the discovery of the Devil's Third. Da, da, da. That very close movement in the music was literally banned in medieval times because they thought, it's a fact, they thought that it conjured the devil.
That's one of those things that, man, you know, as a guitar player and a songwriter, you wish you could have wrote because you were defined immediately.
Before that, we were playing bluesy jazz, you know, and it just went into this... It's hard to... I don't think we can explain it.
A la banda que se conocía originalmente como Air, se unió el cantante Ozzy Osbourne, un carnicero bipolar.
I've always been a very rebellious type of a person from the age of whatever. My father said to me before he died that he always expected me to be in prison all my life, you know, because I just wouldn't conform to the system.
En la batería estaba el soldador Bill Ward y en el bajo, Geezer Butler, un contador frustrado aficionado a la brujería.
It's hard to explain to people, but it was like a very close unit, and we had this thing going on with each other that was very strange. And Geezer in particular had all sorts of weird dreams and weird thoughts. You know. It might have been the acid, I don't know.
At the time I was seriously into occult stuff and black magic and all that kind of thing. I had this little apartment which I'd painted black and had all these upside down crosses all around the place, pictures of Satan everywhere. And Ozzy brought this book around for me, and it's like this really old 15th century like old book, and it was all written in Latin. It was all about black magic. It had all these like drawings of Satan and everything in it, and I just had a really weird feeling about it. And that same night I woke up in the middle of this horrible nightmare, and I just saw this like black shape at the bottom of my bed, just like staring at me. It's like a black, malevolent thing. It's a horrible feeling of it. And I just totally freaked out. And I told Ozzy about it, and he came up with the lyrics to Black Sabbath.
What is this that's
was very different, and we knew it was very different when we done it. It was almost frighteningly different, you know. We had these gigs at the blues clubs, and we thought, should we play that song we'd done? We were trying to see what the reaction would be, and we played Black Sabbath, and God, the people's faces when they heard that. Oh, no!
La canción inspiró al grupo a cambiarse el nombre a Black Sabbath. Decían, vamos a asustar a la gente. Con $600 grabaron su primer disco del mismo título y a 2 días de haber salido a la venta, el viernes 13 de febrero de 1970, se colocaría como uno de los discos más importantes en la historia de la música.
You only have to say Black Sabbath. That's what heavy metal music is about.
Thank God for that, or thank Satan for that.
Every band that plays this kind of music today takes something from it.
¿Cómo respondieron los críticos a este logro musical que inició una revolución hace ya 4 décadas?
The reviews were unanimous.
Absolutely awful in most of the reviews.
Some of it was we really got slagged.
Nobody thought Black Sabbath was making art.
One thing you can say about rock journalists is soothsayers they ain't.
When the album came straight in the charts and went up to like number 3 or something in England, and it totally pissed them all off, because it made them look stupid. We were still at 18, 20 years old, and so it really appealed to kids of our age. And it was something that the kids had for themselves, kind of thing. It was like a secret almost.
Thank you very much. That's all from Black Sabbath. Thank you.